Avoiding your unfinished home projects because you're not sure where to start? Thumbtack knows homes, so you don't have to. Don't know the difference between matte paint finish and satin? Or what that clunking sound from your dryer is? With Thumbtack, you don't have to be a home pro. You just have to hire one. You can hire top-rated pros, see price estimates, and read reviews, all on the app. Download today.
Moms, when you tell them not to worry. This is News from Home.
Welcome to Seen and Heard. This is the podcast all about the sight and sound greatest films of all time list. I'm Greg.
I'm Jackie.
And we're back this week. This is our second Chantal Akerman that we've done on the show. So, of course, we've done her famous Jean Dielman, which is
number one
on the
2022 list.
Exactly. What number is this one?
52.
52. Okay. So halfway.
Yeah.
This is News from Home.
Yeah.
Hey, Jackie.
Hi.
Before we get into News from Home, have you seen anything else in this last week?
I have.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so first I saw Belle du Jour.
Oh, great.
Which is a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed. I love it.
Buñuel.
I love it. Like, it's definitely the best Buñuel I've ever seen. I love it. I'm sad that it took me this long. It's just one of those movies that, like, I never saw.
Catherine Deneuve is still alive, right?
Yeah, I think so. But it really just, like, it really reminded me, like, what passes, like, for erotic nowadays is just not. It's not. And this is. And I love it.
Yeah.
So please, if you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor and just go watch it.
It's so good.
You might learn something. And then I saw If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, which is the Mary Brownstein film. I love Rose Byrne. I've always loved her. And I think she did a great job. But like we were saying, like, I feel like it's pretty much the uncut gems of motherhood. So beware if you're a mother. Or wanting to be one, I guess. And then I saw Surat yesterday.
I still need to see that.
So it's a wild ride. I really don't want to give anything away. And the reason that the movie works, I think, is because there's very little marketing. The trailers are very cryptic. But yeah, it was a genuine shock, which is good and rare nowadays, and a great movie-going experience because the whole theater was kind of just holding their breath. So that's always fun.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you?
Pretty good week. Wait, you kind of said like, oh boy, like you had some bad news to deliver.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
What did I see? I've been like, it's like comfort watches for me is what I've been doing. I saw Boys Go to Jupiter, animated movie from this last year that I think I was hoping would be a little bit better than it was. It kind of ended up feeling like an Adult Swim, like, I don't know, interesting sort of indie animation, but didn't love it. Birth, I rewatched Birth, the Jonathan Glazer movie, which is so good.
I love that movie.
Every time I see it, it just gets better.
I love it so much.
Rewatched, some James Bond, some Kubrick.
What Kubrick?
Clockwork Orange, actually, because I sort of ignore that one just because of its like film bro status. But every time I see it, I'm like, this is fucking great. Like, it's so good. It's really good. Goldfinger, I rewatched Goldfinger. Then I saw a movie called Black Tight Killers, Japanese movie from the 60s about, I don't know, almost a James Bond kind of thing, but with some fighting and gunplay, like very sort of 60s pop art with like bright colors and crazy transitions. And it's about this like women team of like assassins that are dressed in these like black tights that go around killing people. That was fun, but when it wasn't like doing its thing, when it wasn't like actiony, it was a little like boring, but still 90 minutes, you're in, you're out. It's
cool.
A good time. So that's me.
Great.
Anyway, should we get into this week's film?
Yeah.
From 1976, this is Chantal Akerman's News from Home.
News from Home was released in 1976. It was written and directed by Chantal Akerman, cinematography by Jim Asbel and Babette Mangold. News from Home is an epistolary film essay consisting of shots of everyday life on the streets, subways, and waterways of New York City, while the director reads letters from her mother in voiceover. Her mother shares news of her family's daily lives, who's marrying, breaking up, and having kids with who, quotidienne highs and lows, and business troubles. She often expresses worry for her daughter's well-being and finances, ending every letter with love and words of how much she misses her. Chantal Akerman moved to New York City in 1971. She was 21 years old, and she had just had her short film, I believe it's the first film she ever made, Saute ma ville, premiered at the Oberhausen Short Film Festival. And she packed her bags and she moved to New York City to learn film, like just, further her education. But she didn't go to school. It was more just like apprenticeships with other filmmakers. And that's how she met Babette Mangold, who became her regular collaborator. She was also the cinematographer on Jeanne Dielman. She discovered the films of Andy Warhol, Michael Snow, and she was an apprentice for Jonas Mekas.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Back when you could kind of do that. I feel like these days it's hard to become someone's apprentice.
You can't.
When I moved here, I had this like fantasy of becoming William Friedkin's apprentice. And it never happened.
Yeah. So the letters read in the film were written during this time that Chantal Akerman lived in New York City between 1971 and 1973. However, News from Home was made in 1976. It was her follow-up to Jeanne Dielman. She returned to New York City and the places she used to go to walk and made this film with Mangold. These places include the Times Square subway station, the long shot on 10th Avenue from 30th to 49th Street. That shot is 20 blocks.
Yeah.
Almost 20. But Tribeca, of course, the Staten Island Ferry. Sound was not synced. It was recorded later. It was shot on 16 millimeter, and there are approximately 50 shots in the whole movie. And it premiered at the Cannes Film Festival, but it wasn't really appreciated until Chantal Akerman's death in 2015. Those are my specs.
Suicide, right? I think she killed herself.
Yeah.
Sad. I think she was in her late 50s or something.
Well, we'll talk about that in a moment.
Yeah. Well, before we get into initial thoughts, just this quick word from our sponsors.
Avoiding your unfinished home projects because you're not sure where to start? Thumbtack knows homes, so you don't have to. Don't know the difference between matte paint finish and satin? Or what that clunking sound from your dryer is? With Thumbtack, you don't have to be a home pro. You just have to hire one. You can hire top-rated pros, see price estimates, and read reviews, all on the app. Download today.
Initial thoughts?
Yeah, so this is my second time seeing this. Yeah, I think I first did this for a film club back in the early film club days. Yeah, I mean, look, I think it's a great movie. I mean, in the sense that it captures something. I think Chantal Akerman is such a fascinating filmmaker because she so refuses to adhere to like what a film is supposed to be. And I do think a lot of Chantal's films are designed to break you down. Mm-hmm. Especially when this starts, it's like this, first shot is like a minute or two and you're like, God, is this going to be the whole movie? It's like, yeah, it is. But you fall into the rhythm of it at a certain point. And I think, the letters are so fascinating and how the tone of the letters changes over the course of the movie. And also just as a snapshot of New York from this time, I think is fascinating. Do I think it should be on the top 100? No. Just because, again, it's a coveted 100 films of all time from all over the world. That's a coveted spot. I think Jeanne Dielman rightfully, as we did in our episode of that, neither of us have a problem with that being number one. Like, I think that's a amazing once-in-a-lifetime movie. In general, I really like Chantal's stuff, but I don't know that this should be like, number 52 of all time. But I do think that it's a very personal, in the way that almost only Chantal could do, this very personal, intimate film of almost like, diary entries. And I think too, it's so interesting that you don't get Chantal's letters back to her mom. You only get the mom's letters. But yeah, I mean, I think it's who can't relate to that sort of like going out into the world and like deciding what your contact is going to be with your parents, right? Of like, how often are you going to talk to them? And how often do they check in on you? And obviously it's changed now because of texting, and it's much easier to call someone.
I mean, she even said in a few times, she says like no phone call from you for a week.
Yeah.
So she was calling.
She was calling. But again, it's like, that was an international phone call back then.
That is hard. Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's great. I really like it. I just don't know that I think it should be on the 100. But anyway, that's me. How about you?
Yeah, 52 is very high. But I'm happy it's on. I feel like whoever voted on this list, it's so funny that like Jeanne Dielman became number 1 and this movie got on the list. It's like people have been, I guess, in the last 10 years, because she died in 2015, I guess, just reflecting on her and her life's work. And so I'm happy that more people now know about her and like, wow, she has 2 movies on the list. Like, I should learn about this woman. Like, that's wonderful. That's great. I love this movie. She's obviously a hero of mine. But yeah, I agree with everything you said. But I returned to this movie. This might have been like my 3rd or 4th time.
Oh, wow.
And the first time I watched it, I was in New York and I was alone. And I was in my hotel room and I watched it on my laptop.
Amazing. I mean,
I watched it.
But that seems fine for a movie like this to watch on your laptop, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to see this on like a huge screen.
I would.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a time capsule. It's a time capsule of New York. And I have more to say about that later, but really it's about her mother and her relationship with her mother, which was so central to her life. So Chantal Akerman, if you don't know, was the daughter of Polish Holocaust survivors. Her mother's name was Natalia Akerman, and she survived Auschwitz for years.
Oh my God, I did not know that.
This woman whose letters we were reading, is an Auschwitz survivor. And they were very close. Like, they were super close. And her mother's anxiety was something she explored in a lot of her work. I mean, you can even look at Jeanne Dielman and be like, maternal figure. Like, it's just very prominent to her art. And she even said, like, when her mom passed away in 2014, and she released No Home Movie in 2015. And that was just a documentary essentially about her mom and just conversations with her mom over Skype, asking her about her life. And that was the last film Chantal Akerman ever made because, she took her own life in 2015. And she even said, like, when her mother died in 2014, she said, like, she felt directionless. She was suffering from depression. And, she went back to, I believe she was in Paris because she returned home. She was actually working in New York City. She worked at, she was a professor at what's it called? The New York City College, which is not actually a city college. It's a university, but it's free. But yeah, she returned home. And that's just a little bit about them. And so it gives the movie, it gives you a new lens to see the movie for sure. And we get a glimpse of this woman through these unanswered letters and not hearing the replies, you're right, is such a choice because all we're getting is her.
Yeah.
And she even says something like about how she's feeling sad on her own birthday. And in the first letter, the first one we hear, she asks like 3 times, when are you coming home?
Yeah.
I hope you'll come home soon. And she says it one more time. And then the second letter reveals that Chantal left without a word, which is crazy.
Yeah. At age 21, you said? Yeah.
So her short film, premiered, and then she was like, I'm going to New York. And she worked odd jobs. Like it even says in some of the letters, like a restaurant. Mm-hmm. And she says that she lived like a vagabond during that time. Like she was always moving. And her mom even said, like she says it a few times, like, what's your new apartment like? But yeah, her anxiety and her worry is so central to this movie. And I think why the movie is so great is because it is that universality of like a mom missing her daughter. Like that is everyone's parents. Like you said, like who can't relate to this? But there's really a tenderness when you actually hear it read aloud. Like your mom can text you saying like, miss you, love you. But this woman, like, she says, like, you can't imagine how much your letters cheer me up. Like, that's, I don't know.
And it's Chantal reading it, the voiceover.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And she even says, like, first it was a week without a phone call or letter. Now it's 10 days. I live for your letters, she says. Try and write. It's all I have left. Like, you have another daughter right there.
Yeah, I know.
But it really shows, like, how close they were. And there's really a tenderness here because there's, like, she even says stuff like, I know sunny weather depresses you. You don't even have sandals.
I related to that.
I know. It's so beautiful. At one point she says, forgive me for not replying to your letter the day I got it.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful. My favorite thing maybe that she says is like, you never write about how you're really doing. Do you have friends? That's like one of my favorite things that she says.
Yeah. And she gets on her too about not answering every question from her previous
She
letter.
says, I'm getting annoyed now. Like, did you get the $20?
Yeah.
It's so funny. When I did an internship in New York City one summer, like the summer after college. And my dad mailed me a taser. Like, he mailed me. It's so funny. And so I relate to this so much. Like, my dad is always, Sometimes my grandma even, like, she'll send me a text if she doesn't hear from me. She'll be like, are you okay? And sign it, worried grandma. We live 5 minutes from each other. So I can't imagine living an ocean apart.
Yeah. And leaving without a word too.
How did she do that? That's kind of messed up. Maybe your parents are Holocaust survivors and you leave without a word.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's all she knows is that her parents are Holocaust. Like, that's, but no, I mean, that knowing that piece of information reframes this entire movie.
It kind of does.
Because you're like,
she saw. Oh,
yeah, no,
sorry.
I mean, I think because I did not know that. And it kind of seems like, oh, yeah, she's a little overbearing. Like, you can see she's struggling to give her space. But at the same time, she is overbearing and gets increasingly overbearing because she's always like, oh, I won't ask when you're coming home, but hopefully it's not too long. And we had this birthday and you were the only one not there and stuff. So she's kind of guilting her, even if she frames it in this way of like, I'm not trying to guilt you, but I am guilting you. But to know that her and her husband survived Auschwitz.
So I don't know about the father. The father, I think, was also a Holocaust survivor. I don't know about Auschwitz. She survived Auschwitz. She saw her parents die. So Chantal's grandparents,
God.
She saw them all die. She was the last one to survive, essentially.
Oh my God.
She was there for years. Like, she survived.
It's a miracle It's a miracle that her letters are not even more kind of like,
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
I mean, I can't even fathom surviving something like that.
Yeah.
I can't fathom what that would do. Obviously, people go off to war and come home with PTSD, and that's one thing, but to be in a concentration camp for years and see your entire family murdered in front of you, like, how do you even pick up the pieces and start a life after that? I mean, I'm glad that people did, but my God, that's just such a horrific. You just can't even process. I can't process what that would even be like. At all.
Reminder. Actually, I've been wanting to go back and re-listen to or rewatch. Maybe not rewatch because it's so long and taxing. Showa, our episode on Showa. Because it's such a great film because it answers exactly what you just asked. Sorry, not to veer off.
No.
But it answers exactly what you just asked, and watching that is incredible.
Yeah, I still think, I mean, not that it's some crazy statement, but I think by far that is the greatest documentary ever made. I
think so too.
I can't think of anything that would be more impactful or, it's just.
News from home?
No, sorry, Showa gets the win.
I know. Definitely. But I do love this movie. And so, so there's that element to it and there's that anxiety, which of course everyone can relate to. Well, I guess only if your parents are overbearing. Maybe mine are very overbearing too, but yeah, but then there's the there's also just like the unbridled, like ordinary, both of the city and also the contents of the letters, like just that like ordinariness.
Yeah.
Which is so Chantal, right? Because obviously this is the woman that made Jean Dielman. But I just love like the daily blabber of her mom. Like I love it. Like I love talking about everyone's like little aches and pains. Like, oh, Sylvian's sick. Your dad has something too.
An
And
abscess.
I'm tired, but I guess it's not menopause. Like, it's just, I love all of that.
Yeah.
Dad has to lose 10 pounds. She goes, I'm having hot flashes, but it's not menopause. And
working at the store, because I guess her and her husband
had a
owned
store,
a couple
talking
stores
about their business troubles. Or also one of the most relatable things of all time is when her mother's telling her to go see someone because they know someone in the movies and you never know.
Yes.
That is like the most classic thing a mom can say. I love when she's like, yeah, be careful going out at night. New York is dangerous.
Yeah.
Even this, I hate to admit this, but even this last time I went to New York City, I just got back. I was there for 10 days and I was going with just my best friend. And then my best friend was going to leave and I was going to be alone. And my dad sent me pepper spray in the mail.
I love that.
So yeah.
Well, this is the 70s. New York was rough in the 70s and 80s. I mean, this is the New York of Taxi Driver and stuff.
You can even see, like, this is a whole other aspect that we'll talk about, but we could just talk about it right now. This is a dirty New York. Like I've never seen graffiti like that on subways. Like, subways now are like really clean compared to the subways in this film.
Yeah.
Which is so funny because you don't think about that. You always think, New York used to be better back then.
Well, before this, yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
The 30s, 40s, 50s.
Yeah, but like there's graffiti on every subway car in this movie.
Yeah.
Which was a bit of a shock because, I mean, there's still shit's going down on the subways every day. But this last time I was there, I was actually very genuinely surprised by how clean and safe I felt, like, on the subway. So
yeah.
Maybe Mom Donnie is doing something right. I don't know.
Yeah, people like him. Yeah.
I mean, I know he just started. But all I'm saying is, like, I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. No, New York has lost. I know people who lived in New York in the 70s and 80s, and they would always tell me just that there was a grittiness to it that was hard to comprehend if you weren't there at that time.
Yeah. And it changed just a few years after this. Like, I feel like by the 80s, it was already like...
Maybe the 90s. Because everyone talks to you about the 80s.
The 80s were bad, too.
Pretty rough, yeah.
Yeah.
My thought, too, seeing the graffiti on the subway was like, wow, graffiti hasn't changed at all.
You know what I was thinking? It looks the same. When did it start? Like, graffiti as we know it with a spray can.
Maybe in the 70s. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. It's a good question.
I was thinking about that.
Are you ready to finally make that dream a reality? Maybe it's updating your kitchen, paying down high-interest credit cards, or covering tuition. Your home is more than where you live. It's also your most powerful asset. At Unlock, we make it simple to turn equity into options. With a home equity agreement, you can access cash today without taking on another monthly payment. Imagine the freedom to invest in your home, reduce financial stress, or finally start that big project you've been putting off. It's your home. It's your future. Unlock it today. Visit unlock.com to learn more about a home equity agreement. That's unlock.com to learn more.
Terms and conditions apply. Not all homeowners will qualify. Not available in all states. Actor Portrayal. Home equity agreements are offered by Unlock Home Equity Solutions, Inc. In certain states, NMLS number 2657081. Visit www.consumeraccess.org for more info.
You know what's funny is that a film like this, I mean, writing letters is such a lost art.
I know.
And I think I grew up right on the cusp of, like, I never really wrote anyone any letters. Maybe when I was a really little kid, but we had a computer in our house with the internet when I was, 10 maybe. So I never wrote people letters. And then when I was in high school, I got my first phone as a junior in high school and would text. And when I moved out, email, texting, that was all a thing. So I never got to write letters back home.
I agree that it is totally a lost art, but there's something to be said about the email as we know it in, like, You Got Mail. And if you were emailing people back home, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, I think email, as it is in You've Got Mail, is very much like writing letters back and forth.
Yeah,
like they use the same structure.
But then it just died.
Text killed everything.
I think it was text,
And text made us send the most ridiculous
Short
sentences to each other
and
emojis.
You're absolutely right.
It killed all of that.
I wish we lived in a time of correspondence. Like I love in a period piece when she's like, time to catch up on my correspondence. And they like sit and like write all these letters.
Yeah. Well, imagine coming home and getting a letter from someone that lives elsewhere. Be like, oh, they wrote me a letter, and then sitting down to read it.
I know. Nowadays we have, and this is so bad, but I was thinking about it because I do have to respond. Like friends sending you memes on Instagram, you have to sit at the end of the day and respond and laugh and talk.
Oh my God.
That's letters nowadays.
It's true. It's
true. And I do the same thing. I make myself a cup of coffee. Okay, time to respond to people.
At the end of the day is when you do it?
I try, yeah.
See, I'm bad.
If you just answer immediately, you'll always be on your phone. You have to wait.
Oh, I agree.
The only time I wrote physical letters was when I went to summer camp. And even though it was only a week, I would write a letter home. My mom would send me a letter.
Oh.
It was a week.
Yeah, I like that.
But that was the only time. And then a few, maybe like in the early years when I was only like 8 or 9 and I didn't have a cell phone, I would keep up with like a few friends from camp that lived in other places with letters.
But pen
very
pals.
short.
Yeah.
It didn't last very long.
Yeah.
But I agree that the letters are a lost art. And yeah, and that's how because here's the thing, like I call my mom and we just chat and yap about this person and that person, who's doing this and who's doing what. And to see it all in these letters come up and like to create this rhythm that she does where it's like she plants the seeds of this couple, Lily and Alan, I think
like so.
Lily Allen. And it's like, I think they're going to break up. No, they're not. They're definitely broken up by the end. Or that person got married. He's not very cute. Now she's expecting a baby. Like it's just... It's funny to think that you would get the news so delayed. Like right now, if someone I know is having a baby, my mom calls me immediately.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's really this movie is a very special time capsule of just, I think, the way people were.
Yeah.
In addition to New York City in the 70s.
My mom in school, they had everyone, they made pen pals. So like, they took everyone in her class and they hooked them up with a pen pal from somewhere else. And my mom got this girl that lived in Germany.
That's cool.
And they're still in touch to this day.
They're still
really
in touch. Cute.
She's come and visited here. And then finally, my mom, after I had to pressure her for years, I was like, go over there because she never went abroad. And I was like, Mom, you need to go visit your pen pal of like 40 years in Germany. So finally, a couple years ago, she did.
And they still write letters or they do email?
Oh, no. I think they're just like on Facebook and texting and stuff. Yeah.
But that is really sweet.
Yeah. I guess the only thing that we really have experience with is like postcards.
Yeah.
They're so brief. It's like when you're on vacation, like getting one of Hawaii and writing like, hey, Tim, catch a wave. See you later. Like that's all it says.
Yeah. Even like I'm rewatching Normal People right now. I always rewatch Normal People, but on this time around, and I realized like, and I opened the book too, and I was like looking, they're emailing like while she goes away for 1 year, and they email like this, and it's so nice. But that was like I think the book is supposed to be set in like 2014, which even then I was like, this is a little late for email, but,
especially for young people.
Yeah, but it's a romance.
Yeah.
So I want to bring it back.
Texting is not romantic at all.
Texting is not romantic at all. At all. I want to bring it back.
Yeah.
How do we bring this back?
I think everything comes back. And I think we're living in a time when analog things and things that you have to be really deliberate about have come back. Film cameras, vinyl records, all these things are back in a big way. Because I think especially Gen Z, who didn't get to do any of this stuff, is like, whoa, that actually looked really cool. And they're embracing this stuff. So,
but letters, I feel like won't.
I feel like
it's
at some point,
it's a communication thing.
It's like, a communication. Yeah, I think if you get really into it and you have a stationery kit and you have the wax stamp and everything,
which
like,
I have because you guys brought me from Italy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. But I think like if you kind of had like a set and like a really nice pen, maybe it would encourage people to.
That's another thing. Penmanship is down.
That's true, and
like
cursive is gone.
My grandmother has the most beautiful handwriting. Because they had to, write.
Yeah, mine's not very good.
We just don't. My handwriting sucks. It's so bad. But yeah, you know what else I love about this movie? She says, like, I read your screenplay,
Mhm.
It's good, but you know my taste. Like, I thought it was very gloomy.
Yeah.
Which is just such a classic mom thing. I don't send anything to my mom.
No,
because I
same.
know that she's not going to like it. But it is
Same.
sweet that she sends it to her anyway.
Yeah.
And she reads it.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Yeah. And also indicative of, because I think, did John Dielman come out? Oh, it came out in 75 and this was 76.
So she made John Dielman. It was a hit, critical success. And she went back to New York to make this.
Wow.
Yeah. But the letters are from
Yeah.
when she was young.
Like 71,
so she
72.
kept them all.
This almost feels like a cleansing thing after John Dielman, because John Dielman is such a massive movie. I mean, it's 3.5 hours, although the scale is still small, right? It's just a woman in her apartment. But I almost can see this being like a cleansing thing after you do a movie of that stature, to just kind of like, it's almost not a movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost just like a little,
Yeah.
it's like an exercise.
It's a film essay.
Yeah.
It reminded me a little bit of Céline Sciamma. So Céline Sciamma made Portrait of a Lady on Fire, which was this huge commercial and critical success. And then she made Petite Maman, which is like this small, again, about motherhood, a small, beautiful little movie. And that was her follow-up. So it kind of reminded me of that. Did
Yeah,
you ever see Petite Maman?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't super into it.
I loved it. I loved it.
I know, I'm in the minority.
It's sweet. It's so sweet.
But that's still a narrative film. Like,
True.
it's, you know,
True.
it's still lit and shot. Like, this is very much just like, and there's that great shot of on the subway when Chantal is shooting out the window of the subway and you see her reflected on the glass with the camera.
You can kind of see her, yeah.
And then also just like the people, especially on the subway or walking by, that always clock that the camera's there.
Let's talk about that. So in our Jean Dielman episode, we talked a lot about, you know, her film, Chantal Akerman's style and what she does with time and the transcendence and like making viewers look at the same shot for so long. And the drama that in and of itself creates just because we've been looking at the same thing for so long. And that absolutely exists here, like from the start. The first shot is just an alleyway and then that car turns and I think realizes that someone's with a camera there and doesn't want to proceed, doesn't know how to, and that's drama there in the first shot. It's so good. And the first time we flash to the subway, because we've been on the street the whole time, the first time we flash to the subway, that's drama.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and I love it. And when the subway goes above ground, also drama.
Yeah.
The woman on the chair looking at them, I don't know if that was staged, but that is very yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'd
then,
imagine they at least talk to her first. Like,
of
hey, we're
course.
going to set this up.
And then the one guy that keeps looking at the camera, like you mentioned in the subway, everyone's kind of looking, but there's one guy in checkered pants and he keeps looking.
And he leaves.
He leaves.
He goes to a different car.
That's the climax of the movie.
Yeah, totally.
He leaves because he doesn't want to be on camera. God knows if they even said, they might have said something. Like if everyone's staring.
Maybe.
They might have said, like, we're recording if you don't want to be in it. Like,
yeah, it could be.
So I love that. I love that.
What's
and
interesting? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was also going to say the camera does this 360 in the station, which is like the first time it moves like that, I think, which again,
right.
A lot of people look. And then there's also the drama of the letters. I guess the letters reach their peak of like when the mom is like, for the 18th time, did you get the $20 I sent you?
Yeah.
So I just love the way that although she's making these like, you know, very stagnant movies, they have drama built into their very form, like just because that's how she's making it. And then when she does something different, it's like, whoa.
What's interesting with Chantal, because she's almost at once a minimalist and a maximalist. Like her aesthetic is very minimal in the fact that she doesn't put any music in this or anything, you know, it's like, and sometimes she even dips the sound effects way down. So it's just kind of like a low muffle of the street and or the people.
But the street sometimes, even though it's not sing sound, her voice cuts off.
Yeah.
And the street sound is louder.
Exactly. So there's some little snippets of letters that you don't get the full thing of because exactly. But she's a maximalist in the sense that like, if you were going to make this movie, how long would you aim for it to be?
30 minutes.
Exactly. But it's 90. It's feature length.
Yeah.
And same thing with John Dielman. John Dielman is 3.5 hours. I justify every one of those minutes, but
it's part of it.
She has this like, she's an interesting like dichotomy of the maximalist and minimalist.
But that's her whole thing about cinema and time and taking people's time. And, she made another movie in this time that she was living in New York City when she was younger, like when she was 21. It's called Hotel
Monterey.
something. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the same.
I've seen that,
It's just people in the hotel.
But that one's like 30 minutes or something. I think
it's an hour.
Oh, maybe it's an hour.
I think it's an hour. And even her short film, which I think is called, what's the one where it's just her bedroom and it's just the 360? I've seen it. I just don't remember the name. It might just be called The Bedroom.
Maybe. I have not seen that one. I've seen
Anyway,
her first.
then,
is her first feature J2LL?
It might be. I think
I've
so.
seen that.
But that was her whole thing of, taking people's time and I'm going to make you watch this.
Well, or less insidiously, more just like feeling the passage of time.
Exactly.
Because there are some filmmakers I feel like when we recently did Celine and Julie Go Boating, I felt like there was a little bit of Rivette being like, I'm going to take your time. And I'm like, you can't take it that easily. Whereas I happily offer my time up to Chantal.
That's so funny. And then I think the ultimate subversion in this movie is just that the one establishing shot of New York City is the last shot.
Yeah.
That amazing, haunting Staten Island ferry shot where it's pulling back. Finally, we get the skyline. You see the Twin Towers. And it's the last shot of the movie. Like, that should be, like, if a very generic filmmaker was making the movie, obviously that would be the first shot.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's the last, and the fact that, honestly, she's moving away from it.
Yeah, exactly.
Is really beautiful. Like, if you didn't know her and her journey, you would think that, like, she's leaving New York City forever because she misses her mom.
Right.
So it creates this narrative in the movie of like, okay, now you've heard all these letters. Now look, we're leaving Manhattan.
Yeah. It's an overcast day. The seagulls that keep diving down to the water.
It's amazing. Another amazing shot I love, which also might be like an establishing shot, but of course is not, is I believe it's that 10th Avenue shot that's really, really long. And then she passes by all of these buses and then the camera stops because it's just a red light.
Mm-hmm.
Stops at a bus that says New York City.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's
so
magic.
Good. Well, before we get into our favorite sight and sound, just this quick word from our sponsors.
Avoiding your unfinished home projects because you're not sure where to start? Thumbtack knows homes, so you don't have to. Don't know the difference between matte paint finish and satin? Or what that clunking sound from your dryer is? With Thumbtack, you don't have to be a home pro. You just have to hire one. You can hire top-rated pros, see price estimates, and read reviews, all on the app. Download today.
Jackie, sight and sound.
The sight is the long shot in the subway where the guy goes to the other car.
Okay.
I love it. Also, you were able to move between the cars back then. The door was open.
You can't now?
No.
You can't move between the cars?
No, you're not supposed to. The door's unlocked for an emergency, but you're not allowed.
Because, see, I grew up on the BART train, which is the Bay Area rapid transit version of the subway. And you could move through cars as it was moving.
You can't now.
Huh. Interesting. Didn't know that.
But I love that shot.
That's just
I love how it's blue. Like, it's just, I love it. I love the subway. Like, I'm someone
the lights
who
flicker.
I really romanticize the New York City subway every time I sit on it.
It's amazing.
I love it.
Yeah. And I think, too, just the thing about the subway is that everyone rides it. It's not this, like, because the LA train system here we have is bleak because it's not like everyone's riding it on the way to work because we live in a car city.
Yeah. But if you're riding it, you really need to ride it.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is really sad.
No, atrocities happen on the LA train system, the LA Metro.
Yeah.
Like real atrocities.
Yeah.
Not to get too dark. I have a combined sight and sound. I think you can probably guess what mine is.
What is it?
But what do you think it is?
It's the last shot.
Yeah, it's the last shot.
Well, that's my sound. I love the sound of that shot.
Well, great. Yeah, it's the water. It's the gulls.
It's beautiful. It was almost mine.
And I love water. I love that view of the city. I love the overcast day. I love how you're on this ferry that's just pulling out. The city just comes into focus.
Yeah.
It's great. Here's what it sounds like.
this movie. I really do.
Yeah. It sneaks up on you.
Yeah.
Because there is a sense, maybe with a lot of Chantal's stuff, in the first 5 minutes, you're like, this can't be the whole movie.
Yeah.
You're like, this isn't going to work.
Mm-hmm.
But then it just does.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen The Meetings of Anna?
I haven't, no.
It's so good. You'd really like it.
Is that like one of her more commercial movies?
No, it's like
Oh,
this
okay.
long shots.
Oh, okay.
But there is a narrative story. Like it's like this woman who I think is a filmmaker traveling and just how lonely she is. Like you'd really like it.
Oh.
As someone who loves movies about loneliness.
I do. That's been on my list for a long time. She even directed some like Hollywood movies in the 90s.
She made this comedy with William Hurt and Juliette Binoche called A Couch in New York. And it's a comedy. It's a rom-com, actually. Never seen it.
Yeah,
she has spoken about how like unpleasant it was to do that.
The person that made this and John Dielman hated making a studio movie.
So, yeah, there's that. I just love her so much. Like, she's one of my absolute heroes. Like, she's one of those people who, like, people ask, like, oh, if you could have dinner with, like, one person, dead or alive, she'd be on my list for sure.
Yeah, she's so cool.
She's so fucking cool. Imagine if she was your professor.
Oh,
I would actually be so intimidated that I probably wouldn't take the class.
really?
I'd probably be like, what is the point of me? Like, I'll never be her.
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like the vibe she gave off was not this untouchable, like, titan. It was more just like, hey, I'm just a filmmaker doing this stuff and let's talk.
Yeah, but she's so cool.
Yeah, she's cool. She's very cool.
Oh, another interesting thing I learned, by the way, is that her and Orson Welles, it's because people aren't sure if she was 24 or 25 when she made Jean Dielman.
Uh-huh.
So she's like kind of tied with Orson Welles right now of the youngest director on the Sight and Sound list.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, we talked about this when we did Jean Dielman, but the fact that like a 24, 25-year-old made that movie is insane.
Okay.
Wisdom beyond her years. Like, that's crazy. So yeah, this is normally where we would do our Pauline Kael segment, but I couldn't find a Pauline Kael review for this, which kind of checks out because this was sort of under the radar. I can't imagine how big of a release this got. And like you said, I think it was kind of like a spotlight was shown on it after her death.
Yeah.
So no Pauline Kael, but we do have Letterboxd reviews. Full 5 stars.
Nice.
Memories of lost things fading into unfamiliar spaces.
Beautiful. Okay, so I have a 2.5 star one. We're going to throw hands. Chantal Akerman somehow manages to capture the most boring parts of 70s New York while proving herself as a really bad daughter.
What?
And that's like, what? And we didn't even talk about this. What about the shot of like the kid playing with the kids that open the fire hydrant?
Yeah.
Or like the kids playing baseball, like that's boring to you because it's not Times Square.
No, that's
like,
the thing. She
what?
captures the very working class
Yeah.
parts of the city.
Yeah.
The real parts of the city. That's so dumb. I don't have any respect for that person.
I don't have respect for anyone who rated this low, to be honest. Sorry.
4.5 stars on this one. One of the most intimate cinematic expenses ever. Probably they meant to say experiences. One of the most intimate cinematic experiences ever. Akerman is a god.
That's great. I love that.
It is very, very intimate. Very intimate.
Someone gave it 4.5 stars and said, in the spaces between the letters, I kept thinking about Lady Bird arriving in New York and sitting on her dorm bed, reading the letters her mom tried to write to her. I wondered if Marion, that's the mom from Lady Bird, ever wrote to Lady Bird when she was in college, the way Chantal's mother did, about what life was like back in Sacramento. And then it goes on more, but it's very sweet. And I also felt the same way about, I also thought about Lady Bird on this time around when I was watching it. Because there's that great moment at the end where she calls her mom and leaves her a message.
Yeah.
And then, this person goes on to say, for a film that is so simple by nature, it tells a heartbreaking story of the people we leave behind when we try to form a new life, full of new faces, about how once we do leave, things will never quite be the same.
So true.
It's really sad.
It's funny because different cultures have different traditions, right? Like some cultures, kids don't really leave. And houses become multi-generational.
Yeah.
But the American way is very much like move out at a certain age and you're out.
Yeah. I mean, like, it took me until I was 28 9 to move out of my parents' house. Which they still weren't happy about. So yeah, it's very different for a lot of different cultures, but I do still think that this is so universal.
Yeah.
But then you get reviews like this one. Now I'm contradicting myself. 5 stars. Someone said, didn't realize having a clingy mom sucked so bad. Excuse me. 5 stars they gave the movie though. So I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
But this is clearly a person who maybe comes from a culture who wants nothing to do with their parents, but like it's just yeah,
interesting. No, I think it's like it is such a huge life shift. I mean, I think you still live pretty close to your parents. I think for anyone who moved out and moved to a whole other city, or like, you know, in my case, it was like 6 hours away, but I still remember the last night in my old bedroom, the bedroom I grew up in, and just being like, well, this is the last night. And I go back and visit, and I still have occasionally stayed in my old room, but not often. But just knowing that was the last time while you live in that house to sleep in that room, it was like a very surreal feeling.
It's sad.
Exciting and sad.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like, it means a new chapter is beginning.
Yeah.
Speaking of new chapters, 0.5 star. You know what could have made this film better? Literally anything fucking else. This was the most boring film I've ever seen.
Someone gave it 0.5 star and said, if I didn't get this, I am very glad I didn't.
0.5 star. First time I've ever watched a film that is so mind-numbingly boring that my body was physically fighting itself to stay awake. That's really the first film you've ever seen?
Really? I'll end it on a 5 star. 5 star made me feel small.
Yeah. We're all small, right?
Yeah.
All of our experiences are big to us, but ultimately small to the universe. I'll end it on this note, 0.5 star. Marks the first instance where I wanted a movie to end so badly. Did it have to be a movie? Did it have to be 90 minutes long? Did the most interesting part of this whole thing have to be constantly overshadowed by the sound of the subway and cars?
Okay.
I mean, there's an argument to be made that, like, did it have to be 90 minutes? Again, if you had made this movie, or if I had made this movie, I would not go over like 45 minutes. But Chantal made it, and guess what?
That's her. Yeah.
That's her.
Yeah.
But also interesting that they talk about the voiceover occasionally dipping out.
Yeah.
Where the sound effects overpower it.
There is a world where she could have made this she could have made it like a half fiction, I guess, where it's like, yeah, there's actually a story playing out in these letters, but that is just so beside the point. Like, it's like and the last letter would be like, fine, I'm not talking to you anymore. Like, you know, but that's just so beside the point. Like, that is so not her.
I think in general, she didn't put anything in her films that didn't absolutely need to be there. Yeah. I think like, this is enough. What's here is enough. A city and your sense of place in it, like who you are in the city, and also these letters from home.
Yeah.
That's the movie. You don't need anything else.
Well, I love it. This was fun.
Yeah, this is great. Next week, we are doing our big favorite films from 2025 series. We've done this the last few years, just in time for the Oscars, because it gives us a little time to catch up.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be counting down our favorite films from 2025 next year. And the best part is, you don't know my list, I don't know yours.
I have.
Maybe we know, the
what's
top
gonna be
spot
on
or
yours.
two. Yeah, but yeah, it's always fun.
I probably know your top spot. Yeah.
I think I told you what it was. But people listening don't, so you should tune in next week for our favorite films from 2025. It's a lot of fun.
It is a fun episode.
Even if you don't care about award season, because our opinions are the only one that matter anyway. Until next week, I'm Greg.
I'm Jackie.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Seen and Heard is an official podcast of the Arroyo Film Club. We'd love to hear from you. If you want to drop us a line, you can find us on email at hello@seenandheardpod.com or on Instagram @seenandheardpod.
Hey, Sal.
Hank, what's going on? We haven't worked a case in years.
I just bought my car at Carvana, and it was so easy. Too easy.
Think something's up?
You tell me. They got thousands of options.
Mm-hmm.
Found a great car at a great price.
Uh-huh.
And it got delivered the next day.
It sounds like Carvana just makes it easy to buy your car, Hank.
Yeah, you're right. Case closed.
Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.